Continuing on with the centers for this next human design chart in our family HD journal, we are looking at my husband's undefined centers. So these centers are completely open, and in some cases, there are no gates that are defined coming off of these centers at all for some people. For example, his Ajna center, so his third eye, is completely open. And I show this in the journal as them being open by putting them in a similar color palette, as opposed to the defined ones, how they're all different colors, right? So he has 5 open centers. He has his crown, his ajna, his throat, his spleen, and his root. So this is when you have an open center, information just comes in and out through these centers. You have no energy constantly generating here, and you are influenced from those around you through these areas in your life, which can be a good and a bad thing. It just depends on how you perceive things. So, for example, his crown, he is very prone to nightmares, usually of an incredibly violent kind. Same thing with his ajna. So he constantly has that information flowing, and because they're both open, he receives so much information, but sometimes it leaves just as quickly. Remembering might not be his strong suit, despite him arguing it is. But he's incredibly focused. He puts a laser focus on things that's almost unsettling sometimes. His throat, he just says what he wants to, and it means that he can project what the group around him is thinking, and he's not afraid to say it. But he can be a chatterbox. The root, there is a constant pressure, as it is a pressure center, to be stable and have stability, but because it's not defined, he lacks it. And that spleen, it's not good for him to be spontaneous, as our splenic authority people would be. So that's his open centers.